Yo, Miz on me. Welcome to the Big Zo podcast. I go by the name of Birdo.
It's your boy Beast on the beat.
We got a special guest today. It's the homie, R.D.
R.D Da Producer was happening.
Yo, what's happening, everybody? It's your boy R.D.
R.D, man. For the people that don't know, me and R.D, man, a long time ago, man. Long time ago. And it was by mistake, too. I don't know if you remember this, but we was at the Heights, and I was at my dog KO house, and
Yeah, y'all know each other for that long?
yeah. What's buddy's name? Randy. Randy was upstairs and stayed in the third floor.
Oh, yeah.
Randy from the third floor?
Yeah. And R.D was with Cal.
Damn, I remember that.
Beats. And that was the first time I met the man. And them boys had this laid back swag about it, especially Cal. That boy so laid back. Them boys had this laid back vibe about him. And them boys were, he was from out of town. Cal is from the Burg, St. Petersburg. But since then, we just built this bond and understanding, you know what I'm saying, making beats. He even showed me how to engineer. So, you know what I'm saying, you come get your vocals laid down, you know what I'm saying, beats on the motherfucking beat, you know what I mean? I can do that on Pro Tools. Thanks to R.D, you know what I'm saying. He got his own company, 104 Recordings, you know what I'm saying.
So he was your mentor?
That's what you would have said. He definitely helped me out along the way, you know what I mean? But I say that to say that, you know what I'm saying, he's young, you know what I'm saying, and it was something about him that I just was drawn to, you know what I'm saying, especially with thinking about other stuff, especially when it comes to business and financial literacy and stuff like that, you know, us hood niggas don't talk about, you know what I'm saying. He was a dude that, you know what I'm saying, would share those information with me, and, you know what I'm saying, would give you the opportunity to go, you know, look it up yourself, you know what I mean. So, without further ado, this is R.D. You know what I mean? I just want to start with, how long you been doing beats, or how long you been in this music world?
Well, pretty much, man. Appreciate that, man. You know, I definitely try to share as much knowledge with everybody that I can. And hell, you know, definitely put me on plenty of stuff. And
you pull up the mic closer.
You know, oh my bad.
Just pull it closer.
You know, as far as like the knowledge and whatnot, you know, we definitely learned a lot from you too, especially on the beats. But I started making beats. A lot of people don't know. I actually was when I think about it, I actually started rapping first, and so back in probably like 5th, 6th grade, I had a little. It was a couple of me and my homies, and we pretty much had like a little rap group. It wasn't no official group or nothing like that, but had a little rap group. We was in a little talent show and whatnot. We had remixed that "Everybody in the Club Getting Tipsy" by Jaquan. But yeah, probably like I say like 7th, 8th grade. I had my cousin. He had a game on PlayStation 2. It was like Music Maker or Beat Maker or something like that, and we used to make beats on the PlayStation or whatever. And at that time, we had like kind of like just a piano roll that you got like in FL. So it was like we doing like a lot of hi-hats, percussion type things. They had some samples and whatnot, but I ain't really getting into music like that because it was like I was more on some academia, sports type thing. Then shit, 9th grade came and I got introduced to the garage band on the iMacs. Mm-hmm. We had the little MIDI keyboards in one of the classes I was in, so throughout high school, my spare time, I would cook up a little something, but I never really took it serious until I actually got down here. And it was actually like 2012, 2013, one of my homeboys, my roommate, he was rapping. And he got tired, you know, he kept going through the trouble of finding beats that most artists go through, you know, trying to get the YouTube beats and whatnot. And what ended up happening, I'm like, you know, let me rekindle that flame. I used to make beats, let me find, let me try to get GarageBand. I couldn't get GarageBand because at the time I didn't have a MacBook. So that's when I found out about FL Studio. So from there, it was crazy. I learned FL literally in a matter of days. Like, I learned that shit so quick, bro. I knew everything I needed to know within a week. And it was like, I'm just making beats. And I got a couple of my old original beats. I got a couple of the sounds, too, that I kind of remember. And it's like, just listening to them today and listening to the beats I got now, some of them beats is actually like straight. Like, I'm looking at them like some of them is actually straight. But that's how I really got into the music and whatnot. Then from there I got into the engineering and recording and everything like that.
So how long you been your company 104 Recorders been around?
Well, shit, the company, and it's crazy because it started out as a studio. Like, I was just recording. Then it was like I got to a week where I had made like $600, a cool 600, and I say in less than a week. And so that's when I was like, and I would keep in mind I was in an apartment, dorm style apartment with staying in my homeboy and my roommates, engineering out his room type shit. And so it was like, all right, man, let me take this shit serious. Let me go get my stuff. And from there, that's where, that's pretty much where it went to from there, you feel me?
So, what I'm trying to figure out is, like, what are the dynamics of, like, opening up your own business and, like, running a studio?
Well, for me, it's constantly changed. So it's like what I tell anybody that's trying to do it is, no matter where you at, it's all about the standard and pretty much like planning or looking at yourself and treating your business as if you are already there, where you already reached your goal or whatnot. So it's like, however you see yourself being, you got to work towards becoming that more and more. And it's like, with me, I've always been big on having a standard. You feel me? So it's like, but it's just like from there, it's all about having it's all about having a standard. You feel me? So with any business, want to be organized. You feel me? And I was gonna say too, the company ended up going from was actually Major Flight LLC, and 104 Recordings is pretty much our studio, production house studio, that's owned by our subsidiary, well, our soon-to-be subsidiary, Major Flight ENT. And so it's like, just having your organization and your having a standard to build a solid foundation and infrastructure. That's the start. That's the beginning of any business. No matter how big you want it to be, no matter how many people you want, on your team or how many people you got. It's like that's gonna be like the heart of the business, is having that, that vision, that foundation, and that infrastructure.
Well, I remember you saying that you started off trying to rap, and then you said you started engineering or making beats, and then engineering. Mm-hmm. So you wore different hats, throughout this process. What hat are you currently wearing now? Is it are you still an engineer, or are you more on the business side or the CEO side? I mean, the boardroom side, or
right now I'm wearing more hats than I ever worn before. Hopefully I can get rid of some of them, but right now it's like I'm pretty much like rapping. It was never a thing for me. That was something I really did for fun when I was like real young, but it was like right now I'm into managing, definitely CEO, on the corporate side of things, forming our board of directors for Major Flight LLC, engineering as well. I don't make beats as much right now, but I'm still on the production side, and I'm also looking into getting into a little bit of songwriting, song production. What other has investments and really entre producer.
where did you what should I say, like, instead of like, you know how most people in the hood they be trying to make songs with people or trying to figure a way to get on, whatever. Like, what makes you take the business approach? Like, as in, okay, try to get contracts or have a company behind you, or you know what I'm saying, or try to do everything yourself. Like, basically, to me, what I basically see in you is like, okay, you're a corporation, you're a walking corporation, where you're gonna, like, you don't know all the rules or guidelines, but you're gonna try to imitate it like the pros do. You know what I'm saying? And in order of doing that, like, you're gonna make mistakes or whatever, but you're also gonna learn, and it's gonna be 100% yours, like 100, like owned yours, like yours own. Like, what made you get to that process to where most people would just want to just be the artist or want to just be the engineer, and they don't care if they go like work for Patchwork or, you know what I'm saying, go work for another artist, be a songwriter. Like, what made you think of like being the CEO that, you know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Where I'm coming from?
Yeah, I'd say knowledge, and then just having a passion or desire to seek knowledge. That's one of the main things that drive me. That's one of my main driving forces behind like my whole actions, decisions, and movement. Um, a lot of people that I come across. Give me 1 second. A lot of people that I've come across, they're it's like they don't, it's like they missing a lot of they missing something, you feel me, as far as like knowledge and mentality. It's like how they looking, like for me, I do a little bit of life coaching. I'm really getting into life coaching because I feel like that's one thing that can help with my business and and you know the movement we trying to do is educating folks. But I think that's like the first part or one of the biggest problems and issues for most people. You feel me? Is like they've been miseducated, misguided. They're a product of their environment. You feel me? Their environment might not be, you know, too influential. For me, I ain't grew up in the most influential environment, but what ended up happening is, me being me, of course, that played a part. But I feel like seeing the problems around me and whatnot, it really pushed me to like not want to get into them same problems. And so it's like from there, I'm a logic mind. You feel me? I'm thinking straight logic. Like, and that's the other thing too is like a lot of people lack in having, you know, sharp critical thinking, analytical skills. Studying engineering, that was a cool shortcut for me too. You feel me? A lot of my friends ain't in engineering, so or didn't come up in engineering, so I think that's one thing that's one advantage that I got over a lot of people is, you know, in engineering. I've been in engineering since 7th grade, in engineering programs. So it's like I've always been having a sharp, keen, critical thinking, analytical. Because you think about it, it's all about problems. Every day you present a new problem, you gotta make a decision on it. You feel me? And that decision should be based off of, you know, some type of analytical, critical, analysis of, you know, the situation. So it's like, if people get on some shit like that, bro, because the thing is, we all capable. And then, you know, of course, if you believe in all the conspiracy things and whatnot, it's like they trying to, you know, distract you and keep you from, you know, becoming a stronger competitor. But it's like, for me, that I think that's the main thing is having that critical thinking and analytical or analysis skills being sharpened and whatnot, and kind of focusing on that. And then from there, it's like now whenever you presented with anything, any issue or problem, you know how to like go about it. You feel me? If people be doing some shit, bro, and you see their decision, you be like, what the fuck? Like, how did you even come to that conclusion? And it's like, that's, you gotta look at the logic. You know, what brought them to think like that or to, you know, come to that conclusion.
True. Obviously, during this coronavirus situation that we got going on, how has the coronavirus affect your business?
Well, besides the whole curfew and stay at home thing, it ain't really affected anything we got going on besides like the club entertainment type thing, you know, all the public related things. But as far as like the studio itself, Nah, it ain't affected that at all. If anything, shoot, people more focused. We got more people coming around because now people don't have time to be distracted by other stuff, or they ain't got worry about doing other work. So they ain't got nothing but time come into the studio, get some work in.
Well, how do you think? Now, how do we? Right. Well, we live in Tallahassee, right? In Tallahassee, the stuff that we try to do with music, it's like we try to copycat whatever Atlanta trying to do, because Atlanta has the blueprint of like developing the talent. So, how do we do that in Tallahassee? Like by educating these young Negroes, as in like, obviously Atlanta has a formula that works for them, and that's why people move up there. But how do we get these same, like, how do we structure this in our local town? You know what I'm saying? Because we say that we have a lot of talent here, you know what I'm saying? But there's a disconnect, and that's why people move from wherever they're at to a place like Atlanta or LA or something to try to make it. So what's your way of like trying to educate these motherfuckers like the way you educated yourself? Well, not even the way you educated yourself, because you probably was reading, and a lot of these kids are not reading it. They're on their phones, and I could just imagine when like 5G and stuff come out, how technology is gonna be, how it's gonna be viewed. But that's another topic for another day. But how do you think that you go by giving the knowledge to these kids and educating them on not only being an artist, but being an engineer or a beat maker, anything like that?
I think, well, I ain't gonna lie, I could spend about 24 hours talking about this, but keep it short and straight to the point. I think the first thing, like you said, is educating people, and how you educate people is numerous different ways you could do that. I think pretty much going about it the most efficient way and focused way, which is going to catch them and actually reel them in. I think that'll probably be the best way to go about it. Things that I think we need to be educated on as far as Tally, and how Tally wants to be more like Atlanta or Nashville or somewhere in Texas like Houston or something like that. Tally needs to build the infrastructure, because a lot of people is looking at the small micro parts of the system and how it's working, but they're not looking at the big picture. And so, as well as it's gonna take time, communication is definitely a huge thing or a huge factor. But with a lot of the people that can actually, build the resources right now, they have to be communicating with each other. And the thing is, rich people make money together. If you ever looked at like a corporate CEO map, they'll have different CEO. They'll have a board of directors, and if you don't know what a board of directors, that's pretty much your Congress for your business. So they're making your policies and your guidelines and whatnot. The board of these directors of these different companies, these major, like say like the Fortune 500 companies, and each one of those companies, they got board of directors as board members of other Fortune 500 companies as well.
Warren Buffett's a great example.
You feel me? Warren Buffett, Bill Gates. Bill Gates he was the chairman of Microsoft board as well as a board member of Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway. So it's like, now Berkshire Hathaway gets the benefits of Microsoft, just because their chairman is on the board, and he wants to see, like, whenever you're on a board of directors, any board member wants to see that company do as well as possible. You feel me? They got the best, the owners and the shareholders' interest, the best hand, or best interest in hand. So it's like, with Tally, that's what we kind of got to get on. The people that's really into music and entertainment need to come together, and it needs to be like, it don't have to be like a mass meeting with like 100 people that motherfucker and shit like that, because that's what everybody think it has to be. But it's like, it don't have to be all that. You literally need about 4 to 10 niggas. You feel me? I said solid 4 to 10 dudes that can actually, that can bring something to the table. They got some real resources behind them, some real pull in they section or whatever. They need to come together and just get something started. You can have multiple groups. You can have like 4 or 5 groups of that, to where y'all each building a resource. My dog, he posted some he had made this post yesterday or the day before yesterday that really had caught my attention. It said we all could grow our own, could mass produce our own crop, and then exchange the crop between each other, and theoretically we got food for free.
That's true.
You feel me? Now take that same concept and put it into, a village or a community or a city or some shit like that. We all could own essential businesses that we all need, and you feel me? Theoretically, be creating free income for each other. And so it's like, that's what Tyler need to get back to. It's all about the structure. Like, we got a lot of the resources here and whatnot. We got a lot of people to create the platforms that we need to grow things, but it's like people just got to, it start with communicating and meeting with each other.
I mean, that's true. I mean, because that's one thing me and Beast was talking about, like, earlier today. No more than this about networking. I just feel like, I mean, to be honest, I think Tally has, a lot of great talents, but for some reason, the one thing I probably want to say they're bad at, but they need to improve, especially artists, is the networking. And what I mean by that, because me and Beast was talking about it earlier, when you look at like with the producers / DJs and the rappers, they go hand in hand with each other, and they both do something different, but at the end of the day, they both need each other.
Yeah.
When you look at Will Smith, when he came up with DJ Jazzy Jeff, but he was not only the DJ, he was the producer, he was the engineer, he did everything.
Yeah.
And Will Smith was a rapper.
Yeah.
Current time 2020, who do you see? YG with DJ Mustard.
Yeah.
Ross with Cali. Yeah. And I just feel like, I don't know what it is, but I just feel like you got a lot of like rappers, they should at least start using the producers and start using the DJ networking, creating great relationship with them. Because I feel like that's the way they could build a career.
Well, see, this is what I forgot to elaborate on. Back then, the DJ was doing everything. The DJ was the producer. He was the beat maker. He was damn near the engineer. You know what I'm saying? He was doing everything. Nowadays, the way the internet works, and you know what I'm saying, you can make a song yourself, record it yourself, and then upload it to a website to get it mixed and mastered from a website. You know what I'm saying? So the way that shit, like, niggas needed help, you know what I'm saying? They need this person or they need that person. They can go get it on their own now. You know what I'm saying? These niggas go on YouTube and get beats for free, or they'll go to a nigga that's giving 20 beats for $10. You know what I'm saying? And pick a beat out of there. And like I said, they can record it themselves, just like we can record our own podcasts and stuff like that. All these niggas got to do is just put the beat and then record the same way and just send it to a company to get it mixed and mastered, or even bring it to a studio or whatever. So these niggas, that's a disconnect, because these niggas feel like they don't need you. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, they go do it on their own. You know what I'm saying? But they try to cut. It's like they try to cut the middleman out.
And now, who's the middleman? The producers and the DJs.
Yeah, and the DJs. I feel like you always need these people, because these the niggas themselves like that. A&Rs to me are DJs. You know what I'm saying? DJs and producers.
Let me pick.
But DJs always been the A&R. That's what I'm trying to say. Like,
well, go ahead.
I want to say, let me pick back off that. So y'all both made 2 good points, man. That's definitely key. I kind of want to speak on both of them. So as far as like the DJs and I get like straight to it. I personally think that the first thing we gotta shed light on is the fact that a lot of these Negroes and different artists don't be having no type of plan behind their movements. Mm-hmm. So just right there, okay, when you do go to network, Tally, I feel like it's a good place to network. It's a networking hub. A lot of people just don't have nothing to network about. I tell people, when I go to network with somebody, it's 4 things that need to be figured out. Mm-hmm. When I'm bringing to the table and what I want out of the deal, mm-hmm. what you're bringing to the table and what you want out of the deal. A lot of people don't have that, so it's like You look at some of the, and I ain't gonna say no names or nothing like that, but like some of the promoters and DJs and whatnot, they'll have like a play, but they won't know how they're actually gonna make no money off of it. A lot of artists, you see it, like everybody want to be an artist, but none of them know exactly how they gonna make money. Like they don't even know about Sound Exchange. So it's like, how can you even network with somebody and you don't have no plan? And the thing is, they be like, oh, it's not. I'm not worried about the money right now. That's cool if you're not worried about the money, but you gotta, that's what you're going towards is getting more money. So,
but I tell you, I think it's the same thing with niggas in Atlanta though. Like niggas that's moving to Atlanta, they don't know. That's why they moving to Atlanta, and these niggas are getting stuck in like little contract deals. Like Megan Thee Stallion, before she even blew up, she signed with a local artist. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like these niggas, they have to sign, and it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's a hierarchy situation, where a pyramid where you have to like take steps. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and it's because of knowledge, because we
these niggas don't know. Y'all about to say they don't know no better. You feel me?
But another thing too, they gotta be realistic about the situation. Like, if I'm an artist and I'm very confident of my work, and I feel like, okay, I'm very confident of my work, you're not gonna expect to make the money right away. It's a process. Yeah. Like Master P was saying, like he didn't make money until he started traveling. And when you travel, another form of traveling is networking. He go to different cities, different towns. Dude, he opened up for Tupac at one time. He wasn't getting paid for it. It was just like free events, a lot of free events. Then by the time he came around the second time, people knew, okay, they didn't even know who he is. They were like the Ice Cream Man guy, but they knew his songs. So then he started making money by selling out of his trunk of his car. Okay, we're in a different time, 2020, but that goes from my first point. When you look at DJs, most of the producers, they also are DJs too. And the producer and DJ, what do? They pretty much are A&R. A&R is the one that gets your music out to the people, gets your music popular. That's why most of the producers are like
people want.
Yeah, but they also are DJs. So that's what I'm saying. If I'm an artist, I would try to align myself with like a great producer that's a DJ. And even if it's like, okay, he's an upcoming, he doesn't have, like he's in the same level as me, we're not really making money, but you grow together. Again, DJ Jazzy Jeff and Will Smith, he's the one that put Will Smith on. He's the one that put the Fresh Prince on. He kept doing house parties, and that's how Will Smith ended up blew up. And the thing is, if you could blow up in your city, then it's gonna translate to the next city, then to the next state. And another thing with Mustard is the reason why YG blew up.
Yeah.
What Cali said, what Ross said in one of his Puerto Man, he said he gave his take to Cali. He gave his take to Cali. I just feel like the local rappers need to develop a great relationship with the producers, the DJs, the A&R, because usually the DJs and the producers are one person.
Well, I think it's a bigger picture than that, and R.D can probably contest to this since he be in the studio a lot. I think it starts and ends with work ethic. These niggas don't have that same work ethic like these niggas in Atlanta do. You know what I'm saying? These niggas get in the studio, and for them to take a 2-hour session, it's gonna take them an hour and a half to record a song that you've been saying that you're gonna record for 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? And you giving me 30 minutes to mix it. You know what I'm saying? And now you mad at me because I ain't got enough time to mix it. But it took you an hour and 30 minutes to make. And think about songs now. Songs these days are like under 2 minutes long. You know what I mean? like Rod Wave is literally 2 hooks in a verse.
Yeah.
So it's like these niggas' work ethic is not the same. So like these niggas get nervous when they get in the booth. You know what I'm saying? Like I understand. Like I gotta be patient with you and shit like that. I understand that, but you could tell a nigga that, hey, this is you been practicing his craft versus a nigga that he's just doing this for play. And as an engineer, that's one part I hate. You know what I'm saying? I like to produce, and I think everything should come from the soul. Your words is your words, but like when you sing it or when you rapping, it should come from the soul. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it should be rehearsed, or it should already be rehearsed. It's like you're performing now, you know what I'm saying? So you performing in the booth, but these niggas don't have that same work ethic, man. And I think that's a big problem.
The moral of the story is that these niggas ain't taking this shit seriously. Everybody wants to be a rapper. That's not a rapper. Everybody want to be an artist. That's not an artist. You look at sports. The reason why you got like the LeBrons and all the great players is because they practice on their craft. A lot of guys that come to, and I'm just saying from my perspective, because I used to record. I used to be a rapper. I used to record, and a lot of times I went to the studio, and I'll have my verse ready to go, and I would lay down my verse. But you know, the one of the guys that's supposed to be in the future with me, he's like effing up. Got to do a whole bunch of retakes. And I'm like, dude, did you not hear the beat? Did you not have the beat with you? Did you not practice at your house? Like the same way you hear it at your house, you got to make sure it's on point. Cause you might get to the studio, in your ear, you got the headphones on. You might not think it's gonna be the same sound. I just feel like people are not taking this shit serious, and it's because you said Atlanta, but the problem with Atlanta is the reason why more people blowing up in Atlanta because they see, okay, if I'm really good, I can blow up in Atlanta. And the problem with Atlanta, the reason why people take shit serious in Atlanta, if you want to be realistic with it, there's so much competition. There's so much competition.
It is, but let's give the boys credit, bro.
I mean, no, but I'm saying
the boys in the early 2000s, like put a stem in Atlanta, like JD, Ludacris, like them boys,
like T.I., Gucci,
yeah, 300, like them boys.
I mean, to be honest though, like Atlanta always been Atlanta. The music and entertainment is blue because Atlanta had. It was like a black market, you feel me?
No. We could say the same thing for Detroit. But Detroit, like Motown's from Detroit.
What the thing
I
is,
Atlanta had the producers too, though.
Yeah, I won't say like Detroit was kind of like that, but Atlanta was Black Hollywood, you feel me? So it's like it had the support of an economic system from all this different stuff going on to where getting money, like think about it, bro, it's a lot of broke motherfuckers in Tally. And in Omaha, it's, with me being from Omaha, Nebraska, it's a lot of broke motherfuckers in Omaha, bro. That shit.
Oh, you from where?
Omaha, Nebraska.
It's back about that?
That's where Warren Buffett's from.
Yeah. North Omaha, man. You feel me?
Yeah, there's some fine ass girls out there, too.
I just never heard anybody say they from Omaha.
Yeah, there's some fine. I ain't know that either.
I thought Omaha was like, because you know Payne Manning used to play Omaha.
Yeah. It's an Omaha in Tennessee too, I believe, but yeah, Omaha, Nebraska is the one that's really known because I think we probably like the biggest one.
They got some red babies, they got some brown babies, they got all the babies in Nebraska, man.
I wouldn't know because I'm a Florida boy.
Yeah, but Florida, where is that now, man? I fought with the Gunshine State.
But not to get off topic, but I mean, to be honest, I think we all make great point of views. I just truly believe. I just think the artists and talent got to take it serious, especially when it's a college town and what's doing parties. I feel like you gotta be hot in your own city before you can blow up in another city. Yeah. And people can say, well, there's not that much outlets, there's not that much network. But my whole thing is, especially like in Tally, you got the homecoming event, you got a whole bunch of things going. If you're not hot in your city, how can you expect to be hot? Like,
at least buzzing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you got
at least
people,
buzzing.
Like people in your city got to know who you are.
Yeah, man.
Like I never met a person. I mean, I never seen an artist that was hot, but they wasn't hot in their own city. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, but you gotta work hard in your own city. You gotta put the work in. Anything could be possible, but you gotta work hard. You can't expect like, okay, because I wrote like a couple. Like I wrote 16 bars, and I got a hot track. My homeboys say the track is hot, but if you put the track out, no niggas is listening to it.
Ja-Man?
Huh?
Ja-Man?
What's that?
Ja-Man.
Oh, amen. So that's my whole thing is like, be hot at your own city, give 100. And my whole thing is, if I was still rapping like I used to, okay, I would get like, okay, I know my homeboy Beats does the beats, and he's producing.
Beats on my motherfucking beat.
R.D does the production. You know what I'm saying? I would have been going ham with them like throughout the whole city, and I'm the rapper. they have 100 beats. I was gonna go through all the 100 beats, try to put it out.
Beatsonbeat.com, man.
My homeboy do the DJ. Hey, make sure you play out of these my track every 30 minutes or every hour. You play a track of mine in the club. It's just a hustle. I'm gonna be hustling for like a year or two, and then I'm not gonna get paid. I'm just gonna be hustling for a year or two. People gotta understand that.
Hey, R.D, is there any artists or anybody working with that we should, you know what I'm saying, keep an eye out for, you know, ear out for?
Definitely. Smoke 5 B's.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to boy B's.
Fro official, you feel me? That boy Fro out of Orlando.
Yes, sir.
Well, he's actually originally from Tally, but he's down in Orlando right now.
Yeah.
That boy Jay Philly.
Yes, sir.
Out of Oxy Gang. All them boys over there.
Oh, yeah. That's my boy, Jay Philly.
Yeah, man. That boy T-Sean 954.
Oh, yeah, 954, T-Sean.
Yes, sir.
T-Sean 954.
My dog Pac Nino out of Omaha, you feel me? He got some things coming and whatnot.
All right, Pac.
I'm trying to think of some other folks that I'm directly with. That boy, Faith Forevers. That boy Jaleel, Antoine, I seen he done dropped some in Jizz. That boy AJ, they done dropped some stuff recently and doing some big things. I see they about to drop some new visuals too. King Red, I think he just did something too, you feel me?
King Red?
Yeah, the Beast PR, if you don't know about him, he be doing a little something too. Yeah, really everybody in Tally, man. Everybody in Tally or, you know, surrounding areas. I try to, you know, show love to everybody that I can. Yeah. As far as artists, White Mike too. My boy White Mike, he up in New York right now.
He's white?
Yeah, he's white. He he just dropped some stuff. He got some more, a little project on the way. But definitely then, as far as the DJs, you know, that boy A50 Breeze.
Yes, sir, Breeze.
DJ Pressure, both them boys got projects on the way.
Pressure.
Yes, sir. So that's a little something we got. It's a lot more artists and whatnot. It's definitely gonna be a lot more things and announcements coming real soon.
Yes, sir.
The corona thing's kind of slowing things up a little bit, but they ain't stopping no show. So it's like we got some things coming up. For everybody that don't know that might be listening to this, it's a showcase, well not a showcase, it's a music festival type thing called Tap 2020. You can check it out, tap2020.com. It was scheduled for April 3rd through the 4th, but it got rescheduled due to the corona thing to October. I'm not sure the official dates, but it's sometime in October. So if you ain't tuned in with that already, you know, that's an opportunity for the indie artists and whatnot to, you know, get some exposure and possibly get a deal or something. And yeah, just stay tuned for Major Flight, ENT, Major Flight LLC, and Studio 104 Recordings. We got a lot of things coming. We got some merch and good stuff coming, projects and all that good stuff.
Yes, sir. And holla at that boy Bees, man. Me and Bees got some work. Me and T-Sean 954 got some work, man. And y'all,
Yes, sir.
You need to holler at that boy Dre and Skirt the Valley and see what's up.
Yeah, man, them boys.
Man.
I think them boys got some things in the
Yes,
lab
sir.
cooking up
Smoke
too,
Fire.
man. That boy Smoke Fire Drizz, he got some really boiling up right now too. Matter of fact,
Hey, I see
think
that
about
man in the pack. I'm still waiting on them songs, man. I just sent that man some beats. Man, said,
Hey man,
fuck,
coming soon, man. Coming, that boy working, man. You know,
And
it's a
even
lot of
that
stuff
boy
on.
Jay Philly, I gotta work with that boy Jay Philly too, man.
Definitely.
Indy, it's squad.
Yes, sir.
And I'm not working with nobody right now. Well, anyway, we're gonna wrap this up, man. R.D, we appreciate you coming out and, you know, chatting it out with
Definitely.
us. You want to give out your social media outlet? That way people can follow you?
Oh yeah, man. R.D Da Producer, THE Producer. That's my social handle and everything. So if you want to look me up, R.D Da Producer, all together, one word. I'm on pretty much everything, Snapchat except for Twitter. Well, I got a Twitter too. It's not too active right now, but it will be in the near future.
I don't like Twitter, man.
Yeah, I don't really like Twitter either. Everybody be on either IG,
I feel like Twitter's
Snapchat,
like
or
you just go there
Facebook.
to talk shit.
Yeah, man. So like, but they all got their, you know, benefits and whatnot. So it's like I try to, you know, be well diverse and well rounded. But R.D Da Producer, everything. Major Flight, at Major Flight or Major Flight ENT. And for the studio, at 104 Recordings. That's 104 Recordings with an S. Other than that, that's everything for right now.
Alright, man, appreciate you. Man.
Oh, my bad, not to cut y'all. And so we got this, like I was saying earlier, we got this whole project. Mm-hmm. It's an effort called for my company or whatever. It's pretty much like this project we working on. It's an initiative to develop the music and entertainment scene in the surrounding area in Tallahassee, as well as a couple other places too. But that's where we kind of starting out at. And so it's like we have a blog that we're dropping soon called The Artist Criteria. That's going to be something geared towards independent artists and musicians. And it's pretty much it's just like the name says, the artist criteria, the criteria that you need to be successful as an artist out here. So we're going to be giving out tips, opportunities. We're going to try to provide some platforms, some showcasing and whatnot, probably some prizes and whatnot too, different contests and whatnot. Definitely going to have some events and sponsorships and whatnot coming up soon through that. But stay in tune and look forward to seeing that. Like I said, it's that's at the Artist Criteria, THE Artist Criteria, and that's on IG right now. We'll be on all the other ones pretty soon.
That's what's up, man.
Hey, we out, man. Shout out to LeBrandon too.
Yes,
oh yeah, my boy Light. That's definitely another art. You feel me? He in the lab right now, in his bag right now, but he definitely gonna have some shit coming soon. So look forward to seeing him too.
All right, man. Appreciate it, man. Hey, appreciate everybody for listening to this. We in the basement. Follow your boys, the Big Zoe podcast, and every social media outlet, but especially on YouTube. And do me a favor and click subscribe. Holla at your boys. Miz on me.
Yeah.
Boy,
You gonna hit it?
we're going to back and grab our computers out.
Wait.